What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today I finally got a fuel pump, so I'll show you guys what I got. It is just a Carter fuel pump. It's not like OEM Denso or anything, and hopefully it's the right one, but if not, maybe we could try to just make it work. But here is the packaging. So this is the sock, another seal, some miscellaneous wires that I probably won't need, and then just some hose and clamps. And then this is the fuel pump itself. So it's pretty small, just like the original one. Actually it might be smaller, but I didn't get any aftermarket ones because I'm just trying to get the car running for now, and so just gonna stick with OEM style one, and that's all we'll need to get it running. I also got an OEM Denso oxygen sensor, so that's gonna help out a lot. And then these are just water temp sensors, and so I don't think mine's ever been changed out, and that might be a reason why my check engine light's still on. I'm not really sure, so let's go change these out and hopefully it solves that issue. This is another one, so it's just sending and feeding, I think. So yeah, let's go ahead and take out the fuel tank first of the car, and I'll show you guys what you have to do. With the 86s, it kind of sucks because you have to actually drop the fuel tank, but what you'll do is just take these screws out, unbolt this, undo the wiring, and then you go ahead and drop the fuel tank. And what you have to do is actually undo these two straps, and then it drops the fuel tank. So it's actually not too bad of a job, but it's still more work than your modern day cars. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna start with this first, and then after that we could jack up the car and then drop the fuel tank. So I got the bolts off, and all you have to do is take out this grommet, and then the wires will come with it. This isn't actually the fuel pump, this is actually the fuel sending unit. So the fuel pump is actually located a little more north here. That's why you have to drop the fuel tank all together. And so after this, let's go ahead and just drop the fuel tank and then replace the fuel pump. Okay, I just removed the rear bumper so that you get better access to the fuel tank. And on a quick note, here is the ghetto rear bumper brackets that we made. It's just like a T thing that you could buy from like Home Depot. Here's the exact item. So it's not going to help during a crash, but if you just want your bumper on to mock up to see how it looks like, these work pretty great. All you do is just make a bend here and here. We made it kind of low, so it does need some support, but overall it's probably safer to get brackets or make something that's a little stronger. But you could make the same idea, just use stronger metal, or either that or a bash bar. But yep, that works. And all it does is it just holds this up in place, and then this just bolts into the original bolt hole. So yeah, once you get the rear bumper removed, you'll have access to the fuel tank straps, and it's these right here and here. And there's a little cotter pin that you remove, which I already did, and then you're just gonna hit these out. This should free the straps so that you could drop the tank down this way and then maybe slide out. It's a little better to put on a jack under, and I use some towels just to have cushion as well, because it's not going to come out freely. You're going to have to remove the fuel tank hoses before you do that, or else you could bend the fuel lines. And so it's best to have something supporting it before you actually drop it. And so let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you guys when I get the fuel tank out. Okay, so I got the fuel pump down, and you can see here there's a few lines that needs to be taken off first. And so these are just regular hose clamps, this one, and then there's one here, and then that one is actually like a brake line. So you'll need like a brake line wrench to remove that. I believe it's a 12 or so, maybe even bigger. But let's go ahead and remove those, and then we'll go ahead and pull out the fuel tank. Finally got the fuel tank out, and it's right here. It's not too bad inside, not much rust at all. It is kind of dirty in there, but like I said, I'll probably have to do this again later when I upgrade the fuel pump to something bigger. So right now it's trying to get the car started, and Not gonna mess with the tank or anything. But I took it out a different way. I just undid the bolts here, which was a little bit harder because the car wasn't jacked up. But I don't have my wrench to take that out, and I really didn't want to mess that up because that's going to be a harder fix to do. So I'd rather just take it out from here. And so I'm trading convenience for something that's not going to mess up, so it's okay. And we're just going to do it here under the car. And you can see here, this fuel pump is pretty shot, so, or it looks shot, it looks old, the bag is all messed up. So let's go ahead and replace this and then see if it works. Okay, so I got the fuel pump off and everything here is pretty much eaten by the gas. You can see here, this one's pretty much mush now. These should still be fine. These are just metal clips. It came with these gaskets, but I don't think I'll need them. And here's the comparison between the two pumps. So this is the original fuel pump, which is a lot bigger, but with technology nowadays, these fuel pumps are way more efficient than these bigger ones. So even like a 250 might be only just a little bit bigger or even the same size. But yeah, it's super old. And it sets up negative and positive here, or positive and ground, which you'll have to wire up here. So it's super easy because it's almost the same setup here. So all you'll have to do is take off these right here and then wire up the positive with another ring like fitting for here, and then just the ground on the other side, and then this acts as a relay for the positive already. So that's kind of a cool design there. That way you don't have to wire up too much stuff. You just need to get these connectors that has the O-ring here. And so that's what we're just gonna do. We're just gonna wire these up, put them on, and then set it all up. Okay, so I'm done. This is not actually Allen screws. They are rivets. So it's riveted in. So what I'm gonna have to do is actually cut this wire and splice it into here. And I'm just gonna use butt connectors because it's faster and easier. So we're just gonna do that, and then we'll be able to wire in the fuel pump. Okay, so I got the wire all set up and connected. So next thing we have to do now is just put the fuel pump in with the hose, put the sock on, and then should be able to put it back into the car. So it's actually the next day because I was running out of daylight, but I had to actually take off the whole unit because I wasn't able to slip it through into the fuel tank. And this was the one that I had to take off. So it's just like a banjo bolt, just like a brake line or something. And I didn't have the right tool because I don't know where it is, so I had to use a vice grip and then just kind of hold it in and then carefully spin it freely. But everything's good. I didn't strip anything, so that's a good thing. And this is why I had to take it off, because you have to feed it down this way first and then slip it in just like that. Okay, so I'm having issues bolting up the gas tank, and I think it's because you can see here the straps, they're not reaching. So I think I have to do it the opposite. So I have to actually put the straps on this way and then bring it the other way. So I'm gonna have to actually jack up the car and then put on some stands. That way I could access the bolts on the other side of the straps better. Okay guys, so real quick, I was testing out my old fuel pump and it's actually still working. So what I did was I just got 2 copper wires and I stuck it to a battery pack, like for DeWalt, whatever, and you just do positive and negative, and then you just hook it up and you touch the positive negative terminals, and it was still kicking. But I'm thinking because of this sock that's super ripped up, it could be sucking like this, blocking the hole, or I'm not sure because this actually just pulls out, I think. And so hopefully this old one was the bad one and the new one fixes the issue of my car not starting, because it was cranking. I was getting spark and air, so I'm thinking it was just a fuel pump, but I could be wrong. So let's go ahead and change that out, and if that's not the issue, then we'll just diagnose everything else. Okay, I'm back to the car. So I got the straps in, they're nicely in now, thinking about changing out these clips to cotter pins later, because this old technology of style of clips, they don't work that well, and I feel like it failed. But finally got the straps in. It's kind of good to get out because these weather strips right here weren't on that well, so that's a good thing. And if you guys want to see the underside of my car real quick, I do however have an LSD. I don't know when the last time it was serviced, so probably have to change out the oil and maybe see if the LSD is still even kicking. Maybe just change it out to something better, like aftermarket later on. I have a bunch of spider webs and eggs. I could just grab it. Hopefully there's no spiders. That's what happens when your car sits for too long. Get a bunch of eggs and spiders. But yeah, let's go ahead and clean it up a little. There's spider webs everywhere. Okay, everything is all clean now. Just blew it with that thing over there. And yeah, everything is so much cleaner now. So let's go ahead and get the gas tank in. I have a transmission jack that I could use, so I'm gonna use that, and it's gonna be a little easier than just using the regular jack because it's gonna hold it a lot better. So yeah, I'll show you guys once I'm done. Okay, so I actually had to put the car down because I had to move it up a little so you could bring the Integra out. That way we could jump my car, and I'm gonna try to jump it now. All right, so we kind of got the car started, and it seems like that was the issue. I'm low on gas, so I don't want to burn out the fuel pump. So I'm gonna go pump some gas, put it in, and then see if it stays on. I've always had cold start issues with this engine too, so I don't know what the issue is. I don't know. I've changed out the cold spark plugs a few times already, or whatever, the cold start sensor, and that hasn't changed anything. I'm thinking it might be my AFM, but yeah. This whole thing is dirty too. That's what living on the farm is. Gets all dusty. But yeah, so go get some fuel before I run out of time. Daylight again. I'm working, so I always do my videos after, if I do on the weekdays, so I don't really get a lot of daylight anymore, because I think it gets dark around like what, 5:36. So that's only like an hour a day. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, we're kind of running out of daylight, but got some fuel, put it in the car already. I only put a few gallons in, like 2-3. That should be enough to keep the car going. So I'm gonna try to start it again, and then we'll see how it goes. Let's see. It's backfiring like crazy. No, don't rev it high yet. Don't rev it high. Oh, it did that itself? Yeah, just leave it off. It's not sounding right. Want to try one more time or what? Turn on again? No, it's alright. It's like backfiring like crazy. Did you hear it, right? Yeah. Yep, so I gotta check it out, but at least we got the car started. That's a start. Maybe got change the fuel filter, everything else too, you know. But definitely not fuel now. It's like what? Spark something. Maybe it's the fuel filter. Clogged. Could be pushing intermittent fuel, but it's backfiring like crazy. I could hear it from the intake, so yep, gonna have to diagnose it next time. It's already dark, so. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end the vlog there, and I'm gonna have to check out the engine afterwards or tomorrow to see what's going on with it. It might be timing related because it sounds like it's in retard timing. I have to advance it a little bit more, or just check the timing and see if it's correct. But yeah, so if you guys watched till the end, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And before I go though, got something very exciting for this car, and it's coming in pretty soon. So I'll be doing an install video for something pretty cool on this car right here. It's a 2020 STI Black Edition or something like that. But all right, guys, see ya.